Hi everyone. I know it's been a while since we've spoken. Okay, so early September was Isabel's last chemo treatment after 8 months or so. This all started in January, right? The January 24th of this year is when I brought her into Sick Kids Hospital, and on the 25th is when we got the cancer diagnosis, Wilms cancer, and that it had spread to her lungs. So we've been through a lot of chemo and everything that comes with that, and 2 cycles of radiation, hospital stays, blah blah blah.
Sorry everyone.
Gassy kid. Anyways, so trying not to be distracted. Mama's having a hard time concentrating today. So after the last chemo, about a week or two later, we went in for contrast CT and heart tests and pulmonary functions and blah 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 to get a baseline of where we're at, so that in our follow-up appointments they have something to measure it against. Right? This is where we started, and this is where we are now.
They cut.
Yeah. So we got back information about the CT scan, and it turns out you're eating in my ear. Can you please go sit down and eat?
But it's hot.
Don't be chewing in my ear, okay? That's not nice manners. So they called me and told me that we have to have lung surgery. And there's some miscommunication between the surgeon and the oncologist, because the surgeon was telling us it was going to be open surgery and they were going to put this big cut and flatten her lungs and feel around and blah blah blah. Well, looks like we got to do some tweaking with our camera.
It's going to bloom.
Well, that's because there's too much moving going on. Okay, stop moving. See, it's doing it again. Just sit still. Alright?
Can I go and watch the movie?
In a minute. So, we had her surgery, which turned out to be scopic instead, which, thank God. 3 little holes, not very unlike bariatric surgery, oddly enough. I'll talk more about that in a minute. As you can see, she's doing just fine. We had the surgery last Thursday, and today is Tuesday. We've been home since last night from the hospital. Would have been Sunday night, but the ER apparently got slammed, and it was the same doctor for Sunday for the emerge and for our floor, and blah blah blah. Okay, so I'm gonna just show you so that I can get rid of these 2 and I can finish talking, because this is incredibly distracting. Stand up. Okay, so they're talking about extraction from both sides, and this one here, I'm gonna move the camera so it's gonna get a little funny. There we go. This is where the drain tube for her chest. This is her feeding tube here. It's all crusty and gross, and it always has been. And on the side is the incision points. Oh, there it goes blurry. Woo! The incision points for the surgery. So, no, that's it. There's nothing there, babe. You're done. Go watch your movie.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes, and as you can see, the head is not. You can't see what's growing in though. Maybe you can. A little bit of shadow there, but my little fuzzy peach is growing in. Mwah. Love you. Goodbye.
No.
No, off you go. Go watch your movie, and you just go. Driving me nuts today, and each other for that matter. No, let me finish, please. Okay. Yeah. So 2 weeks. Well, a week to 2 weeks into November, they're going to go into the other side. So what they found was that there was 4 lesions left, I guess. Yeah, the doctor calls them dots. She listens to everything.
Little tiny circles.
Little tiny dots. And the question came to, why are we discussing taking hers out where other children are left in? The likelihood that they're cancerous is pretty slim. And thank you.
If I say a word?
Yes, I do. Let me finish. Okay. So the reason he gave me is because she is who she is. All the way along the protocol, which is a fancy way of saying treatment, prescribed treatment. She has done and been affected by everything that was given the lowest of percentages of it happening. So the feeding tube is not a common thing to do for children who are going through cancer treatments. The 20% weight loss in her in her little body, like, she got down to anorexic. She looked like a little anorexic. It was awful. Her eyes were popping out and her skin was sunken, and it was pretty bad. Like a 6-year-old who weighs, it was 14 kilos at the time, so that's under 30 pounds. That's just insane. My 1-year-old niece weighs 30 pounds. I mean, granted, she's a big girl, but still, you know what I mean? So anyway, they just don't want to take a chance. They don't want to take a chance, and they said that they were
I'm thirsty.
among the stubborn ones that were difficult to get rid of. But, you know, of the 15 to 20 that were there, there's just these 4, which is amazing. I'm talking about her lungs. There's just 4. So they're saying, you know what, with most children with her prognosis, or her diagnosis, excuse me, they would just leave them. But given the fact that she has been difficult in almost every way, and the way her body has responded to the chemo, they don't want to take a chance in having it come back, and then the chemo treatment again would be too much for her. And I mean, if it comes back with a vengeance. So yeah, and that's as far as I want to go in that conversation. So number 1 over. She did really good. She tolerated it really well. I opted for a 2-stage operation. I just don't see the point in doing both sides of her lungs in one operation. It becomes an 8-hour operation instead of a 3 to 4 hour. She ends up having a damaged lung, having to support a damaged lung. There's issue with pain coverage, and with her, as soon as you give her pain medicines, there's a whole bunch of other stuff that comes up. Constipation leads to vomiting, and then the weight loss thing again, and we just don't want to go down that road. And then the fevers and the neutropenias and, you know, blah, 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 blah. So they did the single lump, which was on the left side. They removed that, and then we're going to go back first or second week of November to have the remaining 3 removed. And hopefully this will be the end of it, and we can begin to plan our children's wish to Disney World and truly put this behind us and move forward. She's doing really good. The attitude's back. She's driving me nuts. She's fighting with her sister, and she's back in school for the most part. She's been there just about every day since she was given the okay. Well, I beat you to it.
She is such a Rudy.
Yeah. So, bariatrically speaking, I'm doing fine. I'm eating very normal. I still throw up from time to time, but it's like, oh, I must have forgotten to chew something properly, and sure enough, when I throw it up, there's that culprit, just a little too big. My mother had the surgery, and she's not doing well. I mean, this is a part of, make sure that this is a decision that is right at the right time. Excuse me. That's at the right time, because she didn't do the preparation that I did beforehand, the change in diet, the effort, the education, the researching it for herself instead of doing it because somebody else told her. Can you guys stop moving, please? I've already explained this. Emmeline.
I'm gonna watch.
Thank you.
I'm gonna watch.
Like I said, drive me nuts today. Not to doing anything exceptional. I think my patience are just really, really thin. I'm exhausted. Anyways, my mother's gone back to smoking and eating whatever she wants, and just, I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed. My personal diabetic business, I went to see an endocrinologist finally after this whole year. Like, my entire self-care has been put on hold to take care of my daughter, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But I finally went for another appointment with my endo, and he is putting me on a little bit of medication because my numbers, although are really, really good compared to where they were, I'm still a little high on fasting. I think I registered at a 10 on fasting, 12-hour fasting, and that's too high. It should be closer to 4. But I'm still happy. I'm very happy with my decision, and I know that if I didn't have it done, there's no way, I don't believe that there's a way I could have managed taking care of my daughter. and struggling with all of that, and the effects of the diabetes, and the overeating, and the emotional eating, and all of that stuff. I just wouldn't be where I am, and I know that. And I know that she wouldn't be where she is. You know? I truly believe everything happens for a reason. I mean, my life is unfolding in a way that I have very little to argue against that idea. So, anyways, me, selfish me. I hope everybody out there is doing well, and I appreciate your support and your patience. I know it's hard to wait to listen to somebody, and they're not putting any videos out there regularly, but I hope all is well. And for those who maybe have new diagnoses of Wilms in their children, you gotta believe that they have it in them, and that there is a special God for children. She was a stage 4, and we're at the tail end, and I know that she's gonna be fine. Ignorance is bliss. Not that children are ignorant, I should say. Innocence is bliss. Same idea. Yeah. Anyway. Happy Halloween to everybody. Coming up soon. And I'm not one of these people who believes in devil worshipping and all that nonsense. I believe Halloween is a time for children to truly take on the personality of something else, someone else, and just be kids and have an imagination and, you know, be a kid. Anyway, love y'all. Good night.